Do we have any more details from the White House on this statement?
Yeah, there's not all that much coming from the White House. This essentially boils down to just the one tweet sent by the U.S. president from Bedminster in New Jersey. That's the golf resort where he's currently on holiday. From the White House, very little. Just this from one spokesperson at the White House saying that indeed the U.S. president has authorized this doubling of tariffs on Turkey, and that this is because exports from Turkey are a threat to national security in the United States. That's the same argumentation that the United States and the Trump administration used when it slapped those sanctions on aluminium and steel imports from the European Union, for example, not too long ago. Usually this kind of an announcement would be accompanied by some explanations from the Commerce Department, from the Treasury Department, for example. Essentially, it looks like the U.S. president essentially made up his mind and put this out there with a tweet, and there is very, very little context that we have here. But it's there, black on white. There will be a 20% tariff on aluminium exports from Turkey to the United States, a 50% tariff on steel exports from Turkey to the United States, meaning that it would be U.S. companies essentially that would have to pay considerably more, hence why exports from Turkey would, of course, logically go down.
But we do have an update coming in from the White House now saying that Trump has authorized the preparation of tariffs of imports of steel and aluminium from Turkey. Now, I want to move on to the next question with you. Why do you think the U.S. president is doing this now?
Well, there's one clear economic reason, first of all, and that is that those tariffs, that had been imposed on Turkey already, those tariffs on steel and aluminium exports from Turkey to the United States, didn't really have that big an effect precisely because of the currency crisis in Turkey that you just detailed. But there is another reason, and this is about the U.S. Pastor Andrew Brunson, who you also just mentioned. He's still being detained by Turkey. This is very personal, at least to the Vice President, Mike Pence. He wants this pastor to be released, and the U.S. President Donald Trump has also taken this on board as something that he wants to sort out. He's not happy with the Turkish stance and that of the President Recep Tayyip Erdogan on this particular matter. As the U.S. President said in his tweet, he says this: "Our relations with Turkey are not good at this time." He's, of course, right there. Turkey being a NATO ally that the United States really should keep in its ally category, if you will, especially at a time when the United States is getting tougher and tougher on Iran. Turkey should really be on the U.S. side when it comes to that. That is at least the U.S. expectation. Things are clearly not going well between Turkey and the United States, and this White House and this president are clearly also willing to escalate it.
Philip Crowther reporting there from Washington, D.C.